Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to another edition of News Trend. Like I said before, I know you guys have been missing me, but here I am again on a consistent wave. Anyways, today, I'm sure you've already seen the title, and I'm sure you are wondering, it has been so long. Why are they talking about it now? Because me, I came with proper gbedu. You know when you are served proper amala, hot amala that comes with ewedu, gbegiri, goat meat, and that is what I have come today to serve you a proper dish. With that being said, today's gist is on the inside details of what is going on at the headquarters of the Love World Incorporated, which popularly known as Christ Embassy in Oregun, Lagos State. And I'm sure that if you can remember clearly, I think in June 23rd, 2024, to be precise, I'm always coming with facts, which was on a Sunday while they were at the Asase ground. A service was going on there in Ogun State. Asase ground is in Ogun State, and it was presided by Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, who we know as Pastor Chris. So while they were having that service, at the Asase ground, thank God save that they were not in the main headquarters. Fire was burning in that side. And I'm sure that you'll be wondering, why have you not heard anything about this thing? Because it came out, like I said, June 23rd. It has happened since. How many weeks have passed? We're just talking about it now. That's because we do not just want to jump into it. We wanted to give you proper gist, especially since on that day itself, Pastor Chris already, while he was preaching, had said, there's going to be a more befitting edifice built on that place, in that same location of that church. And that is the cocoa of the gist today, because many of us are like, the funding for this new project is not going to be a problem. I mean, if you go through the comment sections on different blog posts, people are like, do you know how big this church is? The money that they have, the connections they even have. So we already know that money is not necessarily a problem for Christ Embassy Church, because they are doing so much in terms of taking and providing care of the needy, reaching out. And with their latest news that the church is going into nuclear medical service with the state-of-art facilities through its Love World Medical Center. They're just giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. Oof, love it. And then the jara of this gist was what actually transpired on the day of the fire incident. Like I said, June 23rd, 2024, what actually happened there that led to the escalation of the fire, despite the fact that the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service trucks and those of the Christ Embassy itself were on ground. So why did the thing go? If you had seen videos, it was like the whole building was on fire. You will be wondering what brought about this type of a situation. That is what we're here to discuss. And if you are ready, let's go and eat that amala. Eat it well. Inside sources have told your favorite YouTube channel, The Eagle Online, a proud representative. They have told your favorite YouTube channel that the major reason as to why no movement has been seen on the site of the burnt church to begin the actualization of the promise of a better building, a more structuralized building, as promised by Pastor Chris, to build a better headquarters, has been because the location is still being occupied by the officials of the Lagos State government. Please, what do you people want? Before I say what my mouth will lead me to say. So, it was learned that these officials of the Lagos State Emergency Agency and those of the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency and other, including security operatives, are still occupying the premises. Help us and ask them what they are doing there. This is what are people looking for there? You don't have where to be. If your offices are not good, go and get it fixed. The major concern of the Lagos State government, we were told, was to find the actual cause of the fire outbreak and to ensure that there was no foul play. Foul play from who, please? But they said that they want to ensure that there's no foul play, no matter how little the fire was. And a visit by the Eagle Online Nigeria to the area showed that it is still a no-go area for anyone, as the government continues its finding. Like, nobody can go there. You can never say maybe you want to go and pray or even want to go and investigate. Maybe when you have connections, you can now say, you want to go and investigate and get one or two things. But other than that, your government is sitting on something. A source in the Lagos State government has told us at Eagle Online Nigeria that the government was worried that an edifice of such magnitude, the headquarters of a renowned church, he really reached to look into it. It could go up in flames without such as a trace of the source of fire. Like, we don't know what caused the fire. We are hearing this, we're hearing that. Nobody can pinpoint and say this was what caused it. The source said that the finding the cause of the fire was to ensure that it does not happen again in the future and establish that it was not a sabotage. Because, I mean, it could have been that. It could have been maybe, it came from something or whatever. But we actually need to know. We need to know what caused such... The English is bigger than me, but what caused such a humongous fire could come out? Oh no, it was what it was. A top source within Christ Embassy told the Eagle Online Nigeria that the church was not against its findings, against the government findings being conducted. It said that the church is focused on actualizing the mandate of the man of God, which is to build another befitting edifice. That is another befitting building, like he already said during his preaching that day, that he was going to build a better, a bigger one. Satan, the number you are calling is not available. The number you are calling is not available because you took it down. They want to build it. Energy, we love it. Let me quote the source. Let me read this properly. Once we're able to remove the valuables that were not affected by the fire, we're going to break down what is left there and move to actualize the mandate and vision of Pastor Chris. And we're not going to do this without the involvement of all the necessary agencies of government. Indeed, we're working with them right now to aid their ongoing investigation. The only concern for us is that this is taking too long. This is 3 weeks after the fire incident and we're still waiting. You know how they do in this country? You are sitting on something when people want to move. You are using your own to spoil our own. As at how now? Why? What is the cause of it all? We don't know. Take a breather, my darling. But it has taken too long. Like it was stated, 3 weeks long already, and you are still trying to investigate. What exactly are we even doing in this country? So they should put all their plans on hold. A whole headquarters, not even as if it's a parish. It's not a parish. It's not another building. It's like a whole headquarters. Imagine it's a company now. The headquarters has gone down, where every other person, every other branch is reporting to. And you are saying that you are still investigating. Please, what else is there to look for? Or are you purposely trying to frustrate this thing? I mean, let us know because it's not clear enough. Another source of concern for the authorities of the church was the blame heaped on it by the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service over the extent of the fire outbreak. The Eagle Online recalls that Margaret Adesheye, the director of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, accused the church of not reaching out to it, but trying to put out the fire on its own. As reported by our sister company, the Eagle Online, at www.theeagleonline.com Nigeria. Now, I don't know the right English to use, but if they are trying to put out the fire by themselves and they had reached out to call you, they should just sit down. Should they just fold their arms and not do anything about it, or just stand akimbo? Please explain to us. Adesheye said that the fire escalated because the church fire service thought they could handle the situation by themselves without recourse to the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. In an interview that she granted the News Agency of Nigeria, she said that the cause of the fire, which impacted mainly the main auditorium of the edifice, could not be ascertained until after proper investigation. The source who spoke with us from the hierarchy of the church, however, disputed the position of the fire service director. Is it getting interesting? Is it amala getting inside your stomach? Well, are you licking this up? Are you eating this up? Because even me self, I'm like, there's more to come. There's more to come. The source who described the statement credited to Adesheye as insensitive in a trying time for the church told the Eagle Online Nigeria that when the fire broke out, what those who were present first tried to do was to use the many fire extinguishers within the premises to battle it, as they were also reaching out to the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service. Like I said, it is just common sense. They will have to do what they can do. They can't just fold their arms and wait for them to come. And you are looking at fire and you are waiting, okay, let me cross my legs now as per princess. Let them come and put out the fire for me. No, they didn't do that. And because it is such a big organization, it's the headquarters, for crying out loud. They are obviously going to have fire extinguishers on ground. Why would they not make use of it? Why wouldn't they have trained personnel as well, or people that can help them put out the fire while they reach out to the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, and that is what they just did, which has its headquarters located less than 10 minutes to the scene. So if they are putting out the fire now and they are reaching out to the Lagos State Fire Rescue Service and all of that, if they are reaching out to them, they before 10 minutes, before those ones will come and everything, we know how they do in this country, before they come, it's good that they were, doing what they could do. You have this equipment on ground, is it for you to be staring at it? Definitely not. The source said, despite the fact that it took several minutes for the responders from Ifugonu, did you hear what I said? Despite the fact that it took several minutes for the responders from the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service to arrive, they did not start battling the fire on arrival. It's like we should take 1 minute silence for these people, because I didn't get it anymore. I didn't get it. You're complaining that they did not call you. Apparently, you got there and then you did not even act immediately. You did not even, this thing has been going on, because before you left your headquarters, before you got here, 10 minutes has already gone. That is even if you left as soon as they called you. Before maybe you put your equipment and everything in your car. I'm not sure if there's fuel. But before you do all of that and you drive all the way to that place, if the road, it's on a Sunday, before you get there, time has already gone. And you would not still address the issue immediately, seeing as it's an urgent matter. And then they should have stood and waited for you to buy an extra 20 minutes while the whole building comes down. Tell us, let us know if it's planned. Tell us, please, because something is not something. The firefighters were busy looking for the source of the fire. I don't know if it's only me that this thing is biting my body, but fire is burning. You are looking for what caused the fire instead of putting out the fire that you're already seeing. So, the source said that it was at this stage that the firefighting team of the church deployed their own firefighting truck to battle the inferno. Because we have called you. You have taken your time to get in here. Let's say they didn't even take their time. 10 minutes. It took you 10 minutes to get here. The fire had been increasing. We're still trying to put it out the best that we could. Waiting for you to get here and do the job that you're being paid to do. And then you get here and you're still looking for what caused the fire, instead of putting out the one that you're already seeing. And it's what caused the fire that you're still looking for now. So you should have left the building to be raised down 3 weeks plus. My country. The source told the Eagle Online Nigeria, what is more important to us is the word of the man of God. Once work starts on the new edifice, everyone will see it. If you do not remember what the word of the man of God is, it is building a bigger and better building on that same premises that the devil tried to raise down. So that is what they are concerned. That is what they are even focused on. The woman, Margaret Adesheye, was not there when this incident happened. So she was probably not even giving true picture of what transpired. She needed to have seen what her operatives did when they arrived. Maybe, like they said, she wasn't there. And maybe the fire people that came went back to go and report, this, they didn't call us on time, blah, blah, blah. But you know how some staffs can be so incompetent. You can just have incompetent people on your team. And because they don't want to take the fall of it, or they don't want to be, they don't want any form of outlash or backlash or whatever on their heads, they don't go and paint it black. What did this church or the people on ground, what did they gain by doing it by themselves without calling you? If at the end of the day they still called you and you got there and you still did nothing. Even at that was an insensitive statement to come from her. Whether or not they did not call them on time, whether or not they wanted to do it by themselves, it was an insensitive statement for her to have said in such a trying time for the church. As humans, please, where is your empathy? We called on them several times before they responded. This is what the source is telling us now. That they called on the Lagos Fire Rescue Service, all of that. They called on them several times before they even responded. And when they eventually arrived, they insisted on knowing the source of the fire, what started the fire, instead of battling it. We're simply ignoring that part of the story and focusing on what the man of God said. They're not even thinking of dragging them or saying, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. They just want to start work already. They want to start building, and you are frustrating them by still trying to investigate. After 3 weeks, you've still not found the Oh my heavens. English is failing me. It is failing me because this matter is tough. Indeed, the president and founder of Love World Incorporated, also known as Christ Embassy, the pastor, Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, who we know as Pastor Chris, has said that the fire incident was not by in any way an accident, but an avenue for better and bigger things. We already heard this during the sermon, for better and bigger things, for them to build a bigger, better, a more structured building. He said this during the Sunday service at the church campground in Asheshe, Ogun State, on the day of the fire outbreak, June 23rd, 2024. Let's quote Pastor Chris. Nothing happens in the life of a child of God by accident. During the 2001 Ikeja cantonment bombing incident, the building vibrated so much and we thought it was going to collapse. I thought to myself that if it collapsed, I was going to build a bigger and better one. At the end of the day, it didn't collapse, and we called the engineers to see if there was any need to bring it down and rebuild it. It was still okay. Now that this has happened, we will build a bigger, better, and more glorious one, and the devil is gonna lick his wounds. The number you are calling is not available. The number you are calling is not available. If the vision of Pastor Chris is actualized, it will not be the first time the church is making a major makeover of a damaged property. This happened in 2014 when fire consumed the main auditorium of Christ Embassy Church located on Billings Way, Ikeja, Lagos. The fire was then reported to have started at about 6:30 p.m. on March 19, 2014, from an apartment which housed about 14 power generating sets. It was further learned that the fire started as a result of fire surge from one of the generating sets. Sources said that immediately the church members notified the fire, they tried putting it off with their in-house extinguishers. However, the fire escalated and then it spread entirely to the church's main auditorium. Speaking then, the general manager of Lagos State Emergency Agency, Dr. Femi Osoyintolu, and the former director of Lagos State Fire Service, Rasak Fadipe, said that the fire raged for about 3 hours before it was finally put out by a combined team effort of the emergency agencies at the time. Osoyintolu said, "There is no casualty, but one of the fire servicemen sustained injury. The church lost a number of power generating sets and other property." On his part, Fadipe said it was a very serious fire outbreak. The fire involved the generator house. A lot of armored cables were also affected by the inferno. They have about 14 big generators that were affected and the church's stationary diesel and petrol tanks. However, with the effort of the fire service officials, we didn't allow the tanks to burst. Thumbs up for that, guys. And we also prevented the fire from spreading to the air conditioner house. I had 4 fire trucks on ground from Ilupeju, Isolo, Ikeja, and Alausa with 10,000 tons of water each and 18 factory-fitted generating sets to combat the inferno. The fire involved the powerhouse and the warehouse where compressors were stocked. We faced serious interference from the church members. However, by the time the church did the makeover of the burnt facility, it was to the amazement of many. Will that also happen this time? Because if you had been there before the fire outbreak in 2014 and you go back there now, everybody's saying, "Oh, chef's kiss." Now that he has already said that he's going to build a bigger and better one. Is that what we should be expecting? Abi should be times 10. When you're expecting here, they give you here. You're like, wow. That means he enjoyed the entire place. Ignore that part. I don't know. I'm laughing at myself. By the time that you're expecting here and they give you here, it will be amazing. We're looking forward to it. We want to know what the man of God has said. We want to see it come to pass. We want to see it come to fusion. We're here for it. This is the question that we're all waiting for an answer now. We want to know that because we've seen something like this happen in 2014, and we see how it turned out to be. It was beautiful. Now that he has said this, that's why everybody knows that the money that they are going to use to build, they know that it's available. Even if it's not available, God will make a way because it is available in Jesus' name. That is the question that we're really waiting for an answer now. We hope that we will not wait for long, because these people that have refused to finish their investigation and move out. So, the Lord will help us. Be assured, however, that if anything develops on this story, hey, Namina, I'm your girl. You're gonna hear from me first. The gist to be hot. This dish of amala that I gave you now, did you not enjoy it? Because before you've been hearing half-sided, one side. Today, me, I licked the plate. If you not lick the plate, you're doing something wrong. because I served you pointers and facts, as I always do. It's what we're here for. But like I said, if anything comes up about this story, when they move out, when they start building, whatever the case may be, I will come back with proper self dish. If you like afang, to be afang next. If you want F4, I'll give you F4. If you want edika, I will give you all of them, because we must clean these plates. My darlings, that is gonna be all for now. I cannot wait to see you on the next one. I promise to come back with better, hotter, sweeter, mouth-licking gist. Before I go, if you haven't liked, subscribed, commented on any, even this video, any video at all, you are doing something wrong, go. You are doing something wrong. And if you're those people that are always coming here to watch, you are watching, you are going, you are watching, you are going, no form of support whatsoever. It's not good, though. It's not good. It's not good. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. I hope you enjoy my shows, my own shows. I hope you enjoy every single show at the Eagle Online. And if you watch this entire thing from beginning to the end, I mentioned our sister channel. You know, we post so many other things. We're on so many platforms. Show us support now. It's not easy. You think it's easy to sit down here to even go get all the gist, cook the soup, prepare it very well, boil the meat, turn the amala, and come and serve it, and you cleared your plate like that? Do you think it's easy? With that being said, subscribe, like, share, comment. I mean, it keeps us going. We want to hear from you. We want to know your thoughts so that we can come back and discuss it further. Anyways, I remain your host, Amarachi. Bye for now, guys. Till the next time.